Hi, my name is Tasha, and I'm a former high school biology teacher, and today I'm going to be talking you through some of the cell processes questions for Praxis Exam 5436. Okay, let's get started. Problem number 1. What is the function of the cellular organelle marked with the letter A? So, responsible for the development of ATP molecules, that's the mitochondria, that green organelle. Contains all the genetic material, that would be the nucleus, which is labeled in purple. Contains the enzymes to help with digestion, that's the lysosome in red there. And then gives rigidity to the cell. That is our answer, that is A, the vacuole. Okay, on to problem 2. A student observes a sample of pond water under a microscope and notices that there are several cells with multiple compartments and a nucleus. Those are keywords there. Which of the following best describes the type of cell the student observed? So we have several options. So let's look at option B. Archaea. You're typically going to see archaea bacteria in very harsh environments, like around thermal vents and things like that, and they will not have those compartments. C, prokaryotic. That is divided into both archaea and eubacteria. So those are two different types of bacteria that don't have compartments. So if they ask you about that specific thing, that's what prokaryotic cells are divided into those two categories. Into archaeobacteria as well. So let's look at D, eubacteria. Eubacteria they have a different kind of cell wall. They have a peptidoglycan compared to the archaeobacteria if they ask you about any of those two different things. So we are left with A, eukaryotic cells. These are cells that contain compartments and specifically a nucleus. So if they ask about that your answer is going to be eukaryotic cells. They contain compartments. So A, eukaryotic cell is our answer. Okay, problem 3. Which of the following types of transport would be most affected by mitochondrial disease? So mitochondrial disease, let's just remind ourselves that's going to be the mitochondria is going to produce ATP. So let's talk about, here I have drawn a cell membrane and molecules on each side. One side is more dense than the other. Osmosis is going to be when it's going against that gradient, or it's going from a higher water concentration to a lower water concentration. Facilitated diffusion needs a protein in that cell membrane, and it's going to go from higher to lower concentration of molecules. Passive transport doesn't necessarily have to happen across a membrane. It could just be in the air or in the cell. Active transport will require ATP that the mitochondria produces. So you have ATP being converted over to ADP and energy. And that's going to be when you mainly go against a gradient. You're going to need that energy. So our answer should be D, active transport. Final question today, problem 4. Following mitotic division in plants, a phragmoplast is formed in the central portion of the cells. This phragmoplast transports important molecules toward the center of the cell, which are then assembled to form a new structure. Which of the following structures will most likely be formed in the following step? So some important words are the fact that this is in plants, not in animal cells, and we are moving things toward the center of the cell and forming that new structure. So let's look at some of our options here. We have nuclear membrane, cell plate, vacuoles, and cleavage furrow. So this cell plate, this is going to have tubules in it. It's going to have some actin molecules in it as well. And then if we look, actin molecules to form the framework of that cell plate. The cleavage furrow is in animal cells only. It's very similar to the cell plate in plants and similar to the phragmoplast, but it's only in animal cells. If you look at that, that's the keyword, the cleavage furrow. When they ask about animal cells, that would be the cleavage furrow. The nuclear membrane, that's going to be surrounding the nucleus, and the vacuoles, that holds that water and sap. So we can eliminate those, and we're left with that cell plate because that's the one that forms in plants. I hope this was helpful. If you're looking for more ways to study, head over to study.com to check out our Praxis test prep courses. As a study.com member, you get access to hundreds of problems like the ones I just walked you through, plus targeted instruction for some topics you might still be struggling with, as well as some test-taking strategies to help you maximize your score on test day. We want to hear from you. Please like and subscribe if you thought today's video was helpful. In the comments down below, please let us know if there's any topics you want us to cover that might be helpful for you. Good luck and happy studying!